believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
We're still trying to figure out what's in the big box or what's going to be put in the big box. It was just brought in here magically. It just kind of like a magician does. I think it just showed up overnight in the studio, and we're just hoping it's the magician's. He hasn't claimed it yet, but
I'm hoping that there's a stadium in it for the Albuquerque Soul.
right, you guys have been pushing for that. That would be the next big step because you guys are like right there on the cusp of really breaking out, right?
Yeah, we're one or two small baby steps away. Just we keep pushing.
Right, and you guys are pushing Saturday. Where's it again?
Tucson.
And if these guys win on Saturday in Tucson, they win the division. But there's more to this than just winning the game, because if you win, you get to host the championship game here. Am I right?
The play-in game.
The play-in
Yeah.
game. And that means other teams get to come here, and we get to pack the stadium and have a lot more soccer fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rather play at home than away.
Right, no doubt. Well, how'd the game go Saturday night? Because you guys brought in, this was cool. It was the Lobos from Mexico, right?
Correct, from Puebla.
And they are a professional team there. And was it a friendlies game, I guess?
That's exactly what it was. Very interesting the way that the whole thing was put together. They brought the game to us.
Yeah.
So all we had to do was participate, which was
All you gotta do is show up and play?
A little different for Ron and I.
Yeah.
But we enjoyed it. The guys played fantastic. I think they were a little bit timid at first, our guys. Lobos WAP came out and they put together some great strings of passes. We had our goalkeeper made some fantastic saves, and kept us in the game. Went into half, made some adjustments, and came out, and we put the pressure on them, and that was a little different for them. Granted, it's their preseason.
Yeah.
Technically, if you want to look at it, they would be about a league above us. I don't think they were expecting a tie, and
you tied them.
We put a good match together.
That's very cool. And these guys, when it comes to Mexican soccer, are they like the Isotopes compared to the Dodgers kind of level, or are they like one more?
Well, it's interesting because they have a league called the Ascenso, which you can move up to the top tier.
Ascenso.
That's right. So they're in the Ascenso. They finished third, which had they finished second, they would have moved up.
Okay, so they're right there.
They're right there.
And we were able to tie them here.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So take us back for just a second. How you guys started the Soul, and what the goal is with this team.
Great question. It started over a cup of coffee, actually.
Yeah.
I had been sharing this idea of how I wanted to start a team. Ron had been sharing the same idea. We'd been sharing it with a gentleman by the name of Greg Webb. Greg Webb, we call it the blind date. Greg Webb called us both to coffee. Neither one of us, I didn't know who Ron was. Ron didn't know.
You guys didn't know each other. I just assumed, because you guys are like brothers now.
Yeah.
I thought you guys had been longtime friends.
Nope. So we're going on 2 years that we've actually known each other.
Oh, wow.
And we sat, tried to figure out what our motivation was, found out that we both are in it for the right reasons. And last year was interesting. We finished middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Did fairly well from a financial standpoint. And this year's been awesome. We've managed to get 2.5 times sponsors, and we're competing for first in our division, and
That's huge.
We're tied for first in the country right now.
That's huge, especially in soccer in Albuquerque, because it's been a while since we've had a professional soccer team here. I think a lot of us remember the Chili's from way back in the day.
Yeah, that's my era.
Yeah, but now the Soul, and so you're also a soccer coach, right?
Not anymore. My licenses have probably lapsed. I'd have to go renew it.
Yeah.
I used to be a scout for the U.S. Soccer Federation back in the day.
Yeah.
But my role really is to go between the coaches and upper management and run everything in between.
You're the players kind of guy and the coaching kind of guy.
Everything. We
Very
would go
cool.
on the road, make sure hotels, food, all the stuff is all handled. Yeah.
Very cool. So I had no idea that you and Ron weren't buddies before this. I
Yeah.
just thought, you and I sat down and talked about this stuff before, but I thought you and he just like seemed to get along. Did you guys immediately click as buddies?
It's weird. It really did, just like that.
Yeah?
Yeah. We took our common interest, which was soccer, and that kind of formalized everything of how we operate the rest of our lives, and we became fast friends.
That's very cool. That is very cool. So with the big game on Saturday night, this last Saturday, that was at the stadium at UNM.
Correct.
You guys moved out of your home field and went from where you guys played at St. Pius High School.
Correct.
And then you had a chance to get to a much bigger stadium, much more people. How'd that feel? What was that like? What was that atmosphere like?
You know,
Other than the rain.
well, that's the interesting part because we did have about close to a 2-hour delay.
Yeah.
Lobos WAP they were getting a little antsy.
Oh.
Well, that seems to be our MO this year. It's
Just let it rain and psych out the other players. Is that it?
The guys just sat back, they just sat back and kind of relaxed.
Yeah.
And it ended up working out. So the guys loved it.
Yeah.
Anytime you increase by, you double your fan base immediately.
Right.
They had a great time. It had been really interesting to see that the guys that were coming in, because the lightning delay happened right before kickoff.
Oh.
So
That must have been kind of heartbreaking for a lot of the guys.
because I don't necessarily know how many would have really been there, the total number, because I do know that there was some there that hadn't bought tickets yet that ended up leaving because of the lightning delay.
Yeah,
So
that's tough. But are you going to get a chance, do you think, to come back and play other games at UNM?
we're hoping.
Yeah.
What
What you really want, though, is a big stadium for the team itself to be built maybe in downtown or something to really get this thing going.
Yeah,
though.
we're looking at a bunch of different options right now. We like to think that we've got a couple of different ways of figuring it out.
Yeah.
We've identified a couple of spots, and we'll see what comes of it.
That's cool because there was a survey that was done not too long ago that said of all the professional sports that Albuquerque could support, professional football, soccer was one of them.
Yep.
It was actually the one, really.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to seeing if that actually happens.
Yeah, when you bring a price point that's fairly realistic, you
Yeah.
go to most MLS matches right now, and you can buy a ticket for less than $20.
Very cool. That's the kind of thing we need here in Albuquerque. And we've got brand new soul scarves here. I love this. If I can figure out how to open the bag. Doesn't come with instructions.
No.
But we're going to try to give one of these away so you can go to the Morning Brew Facebook page and tell us how much you love the soul. And these are very cool, the new scarves, because, let's see if I can do this. If you wear it just right, you can get I am backwards here, because you can get the Zia right here in the middle.
We've got two of them, actually.
We got two of them to give away. I love that. There we go. Yeah, and then it says Soul FC in Albuquerque on the back. Go to our Facebook page, Morning Brew on Facebook, and we'll see if we can get some of these to some lucky fans on the Morning Brew with Friends.